Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Ordinarily, things associated to recreational activities or sports are things that one would think you have to be an able-bodied person with your two hands to be able to use them properly, your two legs to run, your eyes to see. It will amaze you to know that we're bringing right to your doorstep the first inter-house sport that happened at School for the Blind, Jabi. Yes, these children were filled with enthusiasm when they had to run, they had to showcase their talents in running, sack race, tennis, football, and so many things. You know what they say about when there's a will, there is a way. You do not have to be a person without disability to do the things that interest you and make you happy. So today on Against All Odds, we're bringing all that to you. Also, I know we've heard often people talk about, I went to play table tennis, I went to play long tennis and all that. Yes, and you will think that he who plays table tennis and long tennis is only the person with legs. But here on Against All Odds today, we're bringing right to you the wheelchair tennis. Sounds interesting? We urge you to stay and enjoy yourself on Against All Odds today as we bring all this to you. My name is Dushma Pius Ikiravi, and for total inclusion on Against All Odds, I have with me the interpreter, Bukumi. We will be back very shortly.
This is Against All Odds.
The School for the Blind in Jabi organized their first inter-house sport. It was interesting. I tell you, where you see abled blind people, children, excited to showcase themselves and the things they know and love to do more. Sit and enjoy yourself. School's inter-house sports is usually fun time for children. It's a period of social interaction, a period for everyone to show him or herself. Thank God for awareness creation. Some things that were termed strange are actually gaining grounds and becoming normal. How would you ever imagine that a blind child will run or play ball? How? But thank God for zeal, will, and technology. The FCT School for the Blind Jabi is a visually impaired government school filled with intelligent, adorable, and talented children who are academically sound and extremely skillful. The School for the Blind also has a skill acquisition center where every child is trained and empowered with a skill to help them in the future. Alongside learning and skill acquisition, School for the Blind Jabi is raising champions in the sporting world. Yeah, the phrase catch them young is playing out here. The first international house sports ever hosted by the school gave the blind children an opportunity to prove themselves, worth and potentials. The first annual inter-house sports competition of the School of the Blind Jabi was nothing short of phenomenal. It was a beautiful mix of skill, grit, tears, determination, color, and culture. The event began with an epic performance from the school band and the school cultural troupe. The students and their guests were filled with excitement as the bands entertained them with drums, which was accompanied with dance style. Also, the different houses in their colorful attire had their march past, which was absolutely laudable, accompanied by school band gloriously represented by all the houses. The track events, which included the 100 meters race for the male and female of each house, as well as the sack race, skipping rope, and the football. 20-minute football match, which was played with a talking ball, was played amongst the boys, comprises of all the houses.
Clear up. Good of you. Peter. Do your work, Peter. Hey.
The principal of the school, Rose Ugande, said at the end of the event that the inter-house sport would promote teamwork and also encourage them to imbibe in sporting activities.
At least expected we could be this happy. Being our first time, we just wanted to experiment that truly could there be ability in disability, but we have seen today, being our first time, that there could be ability in disability. Actually, I did not read special education, but my Oga told me that at policy level, you can be anywhere. So when I came here and I saw my children, they were really, really not good physically. So I just know that physical activities could activate the inner ability in them. And then I instituted it. And today we are here. It could be small, but for me, it's large and big.
The representatives of UBEC spoke against all odds.
Bit of a sport is not something to be overemphasized. As you can see, the children there, it's making them happy. It makes them belong to the society. Even people that are witnessing the occasion, they are even enjoying because there is ability in disability. That is why you see them, they are even performing a very wonderful today. Everybody is happy. We have what we call parasporting activities, where most of our children in FCT they don't participate. But with this one now, as other national sporting activity, you can even invite them to participate in what we call adopted physical and health education. With this, we'll be able to go to national school sport festival.
International organizations and volunteers also expressed their joy and readiness to further support the school in every activities they are going to embark upon in the nearest future.
For a while now, we have been partnering with the school here, School for the Blind, FCT School, amongst other schools for the blind around the FCT. We have been trying to provide necessary facility to facilitate their education for them. As per this event, we were actually the ones who volunteered to bring in a lot of canvas for their sporting activities, because we realized that they use their normal school sandal for their sporting activity, and it was not good because of the environment. So we decided to raise funds by our sponsors, our partners. We raised our funds and we bought a whole lot of canvas for all of the kids, and we're really proud and happy that they wore them today, and it was a very peaceful event.
They organized a sport event here in the Blind of School Jabi. I think they did great. The children are especially applaudable, their courage, and I think the most amazing race or competition was the football competition. It was, even though I saw blind football competition before, I just have to, wow every single time they touched the ball, because the precision and speed and courage they went for the ball was beyond my comprehension.
At the end of every competition, there must be one winner and a prize. And so the event came to a successful end, with Yellow House topping as champions, first position, Blue House taking second place, and Green third place.
We are so appreciated because even we serve, since we were born, we cannot say that this is what we will become. But because of God has done His holiness in our life, we can see that what a sighted person can do, visually impaired can do better. So we are so happy with the people that come to watch us.
We believe that visually impaired persons cannot do anything. That is why some people, you realize that they will even hide their children at home. They assume they cannot even go to school, they cannot even do anything. But we are trying to show the world today that not even reading in the class that matters. Even sport activities, the visually impaired people can even do sporting activities, and which everybody have seen today.
The house sports competition of the School of the Blind Jabi is one that will remain historic in the lives of the children and those who attended.
We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make it better days, so let's start giving. There's a nice making, we saving our lives. It's to make a better day, just you and me.
This is Against All Odds.
They say catch them young. It cannot be overemphasized. The truth is that these children, for you to be a good footballer as a man, you have to first be a good footballer from being a child. These children have so much zeal to conquer their fears of being blind or being a person with disability. It doesn't matter to them. They know who they are. They know what they want, and they're definitely going to get it. Still talking about persons with disability, exploring their world and doing what they love to do most is the wheelchair tennis. Yes, this wheelchair tennis is an annual event that takes place annually. And this year, Against All Odds is bringing this to your doorstep. Check it out. Persons with disabilities have decided to change the narratives by saying no to the barriers the society has created for them for so long. One of such sports is the wheelchair tennis. The wheelchair tennis is a version of lawn tennis which was developed to be played by those who have lower body disabilities. The sport came to life in 1976 and was first adopted by France. It is currently practiced in several countries around the world. Wheelchair tennis is played on the same courts used for lawn tennis. The rackets and balls used are also exactly the same. The only difference is that athletes move around the court on special designed wheelchairs. The gameplay, consisting of serves and returns and scoring, are exactly the same as regular tennis. The only major difference is it is legal for the ball to bounce twice before it is returned. The second bounce is accepted as valid even if it happens outside the court, as long as the first bounce happens in fair territory. In the promotion and development of sporting activities in Nigeria, the CBN has been sponsoring various sporting events. These include lawn tennis, golf tournaments, and all financial institutions' football competition. In the year 2020, the bank, through its corporate social responsibility efforts, assisted in the promotion and development of sports in Nigeria. The finals of the 42nd edition of the CBN Senior Open Tennis Championship was held at the Tennis Complex, Package B, Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, on Saturday, the 16th day of November 2020. The para standard of the facility at the National Stadium, Abuja, made it a preferred venue for the championship. This 42nd edition championship was highly successful and has recorded major improvements compared to previous editions, despite facing unprecedented restrictions occasioned by the novel coronavirus pandemic effects. Adewale Alex and Omosuri Kafayet won the men's and women's wheelchair categories respectively. The president of the Nigerian Tennis Federation, Ifidayo Akinsoju, appreciated the federal government on their efforts to make sport inclusive.
The best thing that has happened to people that are physically challenged, now they will have equal opportunities to get to wherever they want to get to, in education, in every part, sports, technology, every part of day-to-day activities, they will be fully protected. For example, you can't build a house now and not make provision for physically disabled, physically challenged people. So it is the best thing that has happened to that group of people, and hopefully it will get better. The second vice president of the board of every federation, tennis inclusive, is it's mandatory that it has to be somebody that's physically challenged or somebody from that area. So the cooperation has been very good. We try as much as practicable to put wheelchair in any tournament that we run. This is the first one this year, of course, obviously because of the COVID-19 situation. So we have been cooperating very well.
Winners expressed their joy and appreciated the organizers of the event for giving them the opportunity to showcase their God-given talent.
I feel very, very happy because I beat number one. Nigeria number one, I beat her. I be training very hard. Even when people see me, you say you look old, you are very dark. I say leave. I am fighting for something. And today God has seen me through. All my suffering has become joy in my mouth. So I am very, very happy.
I'm Nigeria number one in wheelchair tennis, and I'm the winner of the CBN 2020. Wheelchair tennis is the highest spread game in the whole world. So a moment we start, when you put your mind and you know what you are doing, so it's easy to play.
Being a wheelchair tennis player, it's not easy because to get the wheelchair, our wheelchair is very cost, and we are trying to make sure we get a standard wheelchair for our player, and we even try to make sure we get a sponsor, because without sponsor there is nothing the board is doing. That is why yesterday when we hold a meeting with the board, that's the first time that I will hold a meeting with the board, I let the president know that so far we are under Nigeria Tennis Federation. There is no any tournament that the able body is playing which disabled will not play. It's must now, compulsory.
Whoever and whatever you want to be, it is about you. What do you tell yourself? Are you limited for any reason because you're a person with disability? Or are you limited for any reason because you feel you do not have the willpower to push on? I'm sure after watching this, you will make sure that you realize your dreams to the end of the world and become that person you want to become. Because I tell you something, disability is not a limitation. It is only a new phase into finding your potentials and becoming who you want to become. Thank you for staying with us on Against All Odds. Let's do this again next week, same station. My name is Toshima Pius Ikerefe. Do have a fantastic week ahead and pursue your dreams.
Audio Jungle.